we are going to start the next lecture of class 9th mathematics chapter 1. So in this lecture we are going to talk about the laws of exponents. Exponents means we are talking about the powers we are having over here. So we are saying that if a and b, these are positive real numbers, and m and n are rational numbers, then we have listed some properties over here. So first property we are saying a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n is equal to a raised to the power m plus n. This thing is very important to note over here, that a and b, both these are positive. So what this property says, if we are having 2 raised to the power say 2 by 3 plus 2 raised to the power say 4. So what we are saying, a and b, these are real numbers and these two are the rational numbers. Then the answer is 2 raised to the power 2 by 3 plus 4. So the powers get added up. Similarly, when we are having, this is second property I am going to talk about, is that if we are having 2 raised to the power say 2 by 3 and we are dividing it with 2 raised to the power 4, then this is equal to 2 raised to the power 2 by 3, and what this means is 2 raised to the power minus 4. This is multiplied by 2 raised to the power minus 4. This property is also listed over here, that if a raised to the power minus n is there, so we are talking about 2 raised to the power minus 4 is there, it means it is 1 over 2 raised to the power 4. So the same thing we are using in this step, that we are saying when it is say 3 raised to the power say 7 over 3 raised to the power 2 by 3. So I can write it like 3 raised to the power 7 into 3 raised to the power minus 2 by 3, because this term I am talking about, this is 1 over 2 raised to the power this. So the answer we will get, it is 7 minus 2 by 3. 3 to the power 7 minus 2 by 3. Next we are saying if a number is given to us, next property I am going to talk about, third one. So it is when a number is given to us 2, say we are saying its power is 3 by 2 and its power is 2. Then the answer is just like 2 raised to the power 3 by 2 into 2. This 2 gets cancelled. So answer is 2 raised to the power 3. So how these first two properties, these are different. We are saying when it is a raised to the power m into b raised to the power, or a raised to the power n, it is a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n. The base is same, this. Then we are saying it is a raised to the power m plus n. In this property we are saying a raised to the power m whole raised to the power n. Then we are saying these terms, these are multiplied over here, powers are multiplied over here. Next we are having is a raised to the power m into b raised to the power m. Now what is happening over here is that the powers are same. So when the powers are same, we are saying these terms will get multiplied. So we are talking about different cases over here. So first I am again explaining this. It is a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n. So what we have over here is this a is same in both these cases. So we are saying the answer will be a raised to the power m plus n. Both these powers get added. In the second case we are talking about is a raised to the power m raised to the power n. Then both these powers get multiplied and we are getting a raised to the power m into n. And in the third case we are saying a raised to the power m into, second term is b raised to the power m. Both these powers are same now. So the answer we are getting it is a b raised to the power m. Similarly, if we are having a b raised to the power m, then we can, these two properties, these are just the similar properties. We can say we can separate the terms a raised to the power m and b raised to the power m. But this property we are talking over here, that a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, both the real numbers, these are positive. It is very important over here. Without this condition, these properties may not hold. Next is a over b raised to the power m, that is equal to, that is the power can be separated if both a and b they are positive. Next property we have already seen, that a raised to the power minus n, that is a raised to the power say minus 2 by 3, that is equal to 1 over a raised to the power 2 by 3. It is 1 by a raised to the power 2 by 3. And the last eighth property we are talking over here, it is the power of any positive real number. It is a is any positive real number, and we are saying the power, if the power of any positive real number is 0, the answer will be 1. Now in this next slide, we have certain problems based on these properties. So we start solving these one by one. So in the first one, this is of the form a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n, and we know that the formula is a raised to the power m plus n. The powers get added. So the answer we have shown over here, it is 3 raised to the power 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4, that is 3 raised to the power n, and the answer is 3. In the second part, it is the 5 is same in both these cases, this 5 is same in both these cases, and powers are different. So the formula we are going to use is a raised to the power m over a raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power m minus n. So powers gets subtracted. It is 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. And in the third case, we are saying that powers are same. In the third case, we are having powers are same and these these are different. So what will happen over here? It will become 3 into 7 raised to the power 2 by 3. Now the next is 36 raised to the power 1 by 2. So I can write 36 as 6 square raised to the power 1 by 2, and the formula we know it is a raised to the power m raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power m into n. So power gets multiplied. So the answer you will get, it is 2 into 1 by 2. These 2 gets cancelled. So answer we are left with is 6. Similarly, we are having 64 raised to the power 1 by 3. So that is equal to, we are saying 4 cube raised to the power 1 by 3, or you can write it as 2 raised to the power 6 raised to the power 1 by 3. So in this case, the answer is 4 raised to the power 3 into 1 by 3, that is equal to 4. In this case, the answer is 2 raised to the power 6 into 1 by 3 equal to 2 square equal to 4. Next is 32 raised to the power 5. So in this case, we are having 2 raised to the power 5 whole raised to the power 1 by 5. So the powers gets multiplied, and the answer we are left with is 2. Similarly, in the next question, we are having 16 raised to the power 3 by 2. So 16 I can write, this is over power, in the denominator of the power it is 2. It means I have to write 16 as square of something, so it is 4 square raised to the power 3 by 2. So that is equal to 4 raised to the power 3 by 2 into 2. These 2 gets cancelled. So it is 4 raised to the power 3 is equal to 64. Similarly, it is 27 raised to the power 2 by 3. The power we are talking over here, it is in the denominator, it is 3. It means we are talking about 1 by 3. So how we are going to look at this problem? We have to write this in the power of 3. We try to write this as the power of 3. So it is 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 2 by 3. So this becomes 3 raised to the power 2 by 3 into 3. These 3 gets cancelled and we are left with 3 raised to the power 2 is equal to 9. Now in this last problem, we are having the number 125 raised to the power minus 1 by 3. So we know that 125 we can write as 5 raised to the power 3. It is cube of 5 and whole raised to the power minus 1 by 3. So that will be equal to 5 raised to the power minus 1 by 3 into 3. So this get cancelled and we are left with 5 raised to the power minus 1. Now we know that a raised to the power minus n, that is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. So 5 raised to the power minus 1 means 1 by 5. So this is the formula we are using over here, that a raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power minus n, that is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. Next we are having the two results. First is, if we are saying a is any positive real number and n is any positive integer, then nth root of a, this is definition for nth root of a, if we are talking about the second root, or we can talk about the third root, when this is when n is equal to 2, this is when n is equal to 3. So second root, you know, it is already square root sign is there, then cube root sign is there. These signs, these are called the radical signs. These signs are called the radical signs. So what these things mean is, when I am talking about square root of a, any number, it means I am talking about a raised to the power 1 by 2. So till now you have studied the powers as the natural number set, 2, power 2, power 3, power 4. So now we are talking about, when we are talking about the square root of a, it is basically the power 1 by 2. When I am talking about the cube root of a, it is a raised to the power 1 by 3. So any number, if it is given, suppose the number given is cube root of 2, it means we are talking about 2 raised to the power 1 by 3. If suppose the number given is fourth root of 5, it means we are talking about 5 raised to the power 1 by 4. So this is just the definition we have over here, that when we are saying nth root of a, it means a raised to the power 1 by n. So in the second result, we are just saying that if suppose we are given a number a raised to the power m by n. So what it means is, we can write it like a raised to the power 1 by n whole raised to the power m. This is by the property we are saying a raised to the power m raised to the power n is equal to a raised to the power m into n. Same property we are using over here. And second thing we can do is a raised to the power m whole raised to the power 1 by n. Both of these are same. So in this case, the answer you will get it is nth root of a whole raised to the power m, and in this case the answer you will get it is a raised to the power m and its nth root. So both these values, these are same, these are equal, or you can say these are same. So same thing is explained over here with the help of example. So we are saying if it is 4 raised to the power 3 by 2, so you can write it like 4 raised to the power 1 by 2 whole raised to the power 3. 4 raised to the power 1 by 2 means we are talking about square root of 4 whole raised to the power 3. Square root of 4 is 2 raised to the power 3 and the answer is 8. Similarly, 4 raised to the power 3 by 2, that is equal to 4 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 1 by 2. So it is 4 raised to the power 3 means 64 raised to the power 1 by 2. The answer is 8. The third thing you can do over here, it is you can write 4 raised to the power 3 by 2, that is equal to 2 raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 3 by 2. So that is equal to 2 raised to the power 3 by 2 into 2. These 2 gets cancelled, so it is 2 raised to the power 3. Answer is 8. So why we are doing all this is just we should know that in all these 3 cases the answer is 8. So if you are in some question, you are having the number of the form 4 raised to the power 3 by 2, you can use any one of these 3 methods to find its value. You should know that what is the value of 4 raised to the power 3 by 2? It is 8. How you can calculate? You can use any of these 3 methods. We are having now these 3 methods are there. You can use any one of these methods. Next is we solve some problems based on these formulas first to practice these formulas. So in the first part we are having 32 raised to the power 1 by 5 plus minus 7 raised to the power 0 plus 64 raised to the power 1 by 2. 32 raised to the power 1 by 5 means we are talking about 2 raised to the power 5 raised to the power 1 by 5. This second value, it is power 0 over here. Whenever the power of a real number is 0, we are saying its answer is 1. Basically we have done it for all the positive real number, but this is also true for the negative real numbers. It is negative real. So this result is true for the negative real numbers. And for the third one, we are having 64 raised to the power 1 by 2. It means we are talking about square root of 64. So the first value you will get it is, this first value when you will solve, you will get it is 2 raised to the power 5 into 1 by 5. 5 gets cancelled, so it is equal to 2. And this last value you will get square root of 64 is 8. So the final answer you will get it is 2 plus 1 plus 8 equal to 11. Next, in the second part, it is 0.00032 raised to the power minus 5 by 2. So what we can do to solve this, first procedure is you just write it like 32 over, how many zeros are there? 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 zeros. And the power over here it is minus 2 by 5. So you can write 32 as 2 raised to the power 5 and denominator as 10 raised to the power 5 whole raised to the power minus 2 by 5. So this is equal to 2 by 10 whole raised to the power 5 into minus 2 by 5, because when the powers are same you can collect those terms. So 5 gets cancelled and the answer you will get it is 2 by 10 raised to the power minus 2. So what is 2 by 10 raised to the power minus 2? We are saying it is 1 over 2 by 10 raised to the power 2. Why it is so? We are saying a raised to the power minus n is equal to 1 by a raised to the power n. That is equal to 1 by a raised to the power n. So this whole term we are considering as a over here. So it becomes 1 by a. So the answer you will get is, when you will solve this, it will become 10 by 2 raised to the power 2. That is 5 raised to the power 2. So that is equal to 25. Similarly, in the next question, we are having 64 by 125 raised to the power minus 2 by 3. So, suppose in the first step we remove this negative sign from the power. So, what we have to do? It is 64 by 125 raised to the power minus 2 by 3. That will be equal to 1 over 64 by 125 raised to the power 2 by 3. We have removed the negative sign from the power. So we have used the formula a raised to the power minus n is equal to 1 by a raised to the power n. So this term will become equal to 125 by 64 raised to the power 2 by 3. Now in the power we are having the denominator as 3. So we try to write these terms in the power of 3. So it is 5 raised to the power 3 over 4 raised to the power 3 and whole 2 raised to the power 2 by 3. So it is 5 by 4 raised to the power 3 into 2 by 3. This 3 gets cancelled. So we are left with 5 by 4 square, that is equal to 25 by 60. Now the next two questions, these are based on the radical signs. So in the first part we are talking about, it is cube root of 343 raised to the power minus 2. So the first thing we know is, whenever it is cube root over there, we are talking about the cube root of a, it means it is a raised to the power 1 by 3. It means this question will become 2, 3, 4, 3. This is minus 2 power over here and whole raised to the power 1 by 3. So it is 3, 4, 3 raised to the power minus 2 by 3, because both these powers gets multiplied. In the next step, we are removing this negative sign over here. The negative sign we have over here, we are trying to remove this negative sign. So it is 3, 4, 3 raised to the power 2 by 3. So we are having 3, 4, 3 raised to the power minus 2 by 3. So minus sign was there, this negative sign was there. To remove this negative sign, we are using the formula a raised to the power n minus n is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. So now we see that the denominator over here, it is 3. So we try to write this term in the powers of 3. So the answer you will get, it is 1 over 7 raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 2 by 3. That is equal to 1 by 7 raised to the power 3 into 2 by 3. This 3 gets cancelled. So you will get 1 over 7 square, that is equal to 1 over 49. This is the answer. Now again similar question is there. It is fifth root of 32 raised to the power minus 3. Again you can solve it in both the ways. We talk about two different ways over here. So first we write the exponent, this radical, we remove the radical sign. So we get it is 32 raised to the power minus 3 by 5. We are getting the answer in this form. This is equal to 1 by 32 raised to the power 3 by 5. This is equal to 1 by 2 raised to the power 5 raised to the power 3 by 5. This is equal to 1 by 2 raised to the power 5 into 3 by 5. The answer is 1 by 2 raised to the power 3. So the final answer is 1 by 8. So what formulas we have used? We have, in this case, so for this step, we have used the formula that ath root of b, that is equal to b raised to the power 1 by a, or you can write nth root of a, that is equal to a raised to the power 1 by n. In the second step, we have used the formula a raised to the power minus n is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. In the next step, we have used the formula over here. It is when we are writing 1 over a raised to the power n, it is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. Next, we have used the formula. It is a raised to the power m raised to the power n is equal to a raised to the power m into n. In this step, we have used this formula to simplify or to find the value as 1 by 8. Now in the next question, we have to simplify the given three terms. So for the first term, we are having square root of x cube y raised to the power minus 2. So first of all, we remove this negative sign from the power. So to remove the negative sign, we are saying it is square root of x cube over y square. So basically this square root we are talking over here, this square root we are talking over here, it is square root of whole of this term. So this thing you have to keep in mind is that if I am writing square root of x over y and if I am writing square root of x over y, these are two different terms. In the first one, the square root is only on the numerator part. In this term, the square root is on the whole of the number. It is just like square root 2 over 3 and this is square root 2 over 3. So this is equivalent to the number square root 2 over square root 3. Similarly, we are saying that square root is on the whole of this number. So you can write this is x raised to the power 3 over y square whole raised to the power 1 by 2. So this will become x raised to the power 3 by 2 over y square raised to the power 1 by 2. So what we have used over here, we are saying that a by b raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power n over b raised to the power n, that is power was 1 by 2. We have separated the power on both these numbers. Over here 2 gets cancelled and the answer we get, it is x raised to the power 3 by 2 over y. In the second part, we are having the number x raised to the power minus 2 by 3, y raised to the power minus 1 by 2 and its whole square. So when we remove the negative sign from the power, we will get it is 1 over x raised to the power 2 by 3 into 1 over y raised to the power 1 by 2 and whole square. What property we have used over here? A raised to the power minus n is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. Next, we are using the property a into b raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power n into b raised to the power n. So we are separating the power on both these numbers and the answer we are getting it is 1 over x raised to the power 2 by 3 x 1 over x raised to the power 2 by 3 square into 1 over y raised to the power 1 by 2 square. So this y raised to power 1 by 2 and these terms are there. So for the first term we are getting it is 1 over x raised to the power 4 by 3 and second term we are getting it is 1 over y raised to the power 1. Why? Because over here we are saying it is 1 over y raised to the power 1 by 2 into 2. So we are left with this term and the answer we are getting it is x raised to the power 4 by 3 into y. Similarly, you can try the next part at your own. So it is x raised to the power minus 4 over y raised to the power minus 10 whole raised to the power 5 by 4. So what we are saying, x raised to the power minus 4 is there, this numerator part. This will become 1 by x raised to the power 4 then the denominator part is there. It is 1 by y raised to the power 10 and whole power is 5 by 4. We are using the property a raised to the power minus n is equal to 1 over a raised to the power n. So we have used this in numerator, we have used this in denominator. So this is equal to 1 over x raised to the power 4 over 1 over y raised to the power 10 whole raised to the power 5 by 4. And this is equal to y raised to the power 10 over x raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power 5 by 4. What property we are using over here? It is when we are having the numbers of the form a by b over c by d, then that is equal to a by b into d by c. We are having this result that if a number is given to us and it is of the form a by b over c by d, then that is equal to a by b into d by c. So using this result, you get the final answer in the form of this. So you can try to solve this further, that the power 5 by 4 is there, you multiply the powers inside the bracket and you will get the answer as y raised to the power 25 by 2 over x raised to the power 5. So you must try to solve this and try to find how we obtain this answer. Now in the fourth part we are given this term and we have to solve this. So first thing over here, it is division sign over here. So we know that whenever we are having a divided by b, it is equal to a multiplied by 1 by b, that is equal to a by b. So this term becomes fourth root of 81 x raised to the power 8 y raised to the power 4 z raised to the power 16 over cube root of 27 x cube y 6 z 9. Now when we remove the radical sign, it is 81 x raised to the power 8 y raised to the power 4 z raised to the power 16 whole raised to the power 1 by 4, and in the denominator it is 27 x cube y raised to the power 6 z raised to the power 9 and whole raised to the power 1 by 3. We can write this 81 as 3 to the power 4 and we can write this 27 as 3 raised to the power 3, and we can separate the powers over here. So what we get, it is 3 raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 4. This 1 by 4 power is there. Next we get x raised to the power 8 into 1 by 4. Next we get y raised to the power 4 into 1 by 4, and last we get it is z raised to the power 16 into 1 by 4, and we divide this term with 3 raised to the power 3 into 1 by 3, x raised to the power 3 into 1 by 3, y raised to the power 6 into 1 by 3, and z raised to the power 9 into 1 by 3. So when you solve these values, this 4 gets cancelled, it is left 2, this is 1, this is 4, this 3 gets cancelled, 3 gets cancelled, this is 2 and this is 3. So the final answer that you will get, it is in the form, it is 3x square, next it is y, and next it is z raised to the power 4. Then in the denominator you are getting, it is 3 into x into y square into z cube. Now 3 gets cancelled in the numerator and denominator. Now we write the final answer x, y and z. So this is, when we are talking about these terms, it is x square over x. It means it is x raised to the power 2 minus 1. I am again writing this term. It is x raised to the power 2 minus 1, this power, because we know that a raised to the power m over a raised to the power n, that is equal to a raised to the power m minus n. For y terms we are having 1 minus 2, and for z term we are having 4 minus 3. So the answer you are getting, it is x raised to the power 1, y raised to the power minus 1, and z raised to the power 1. Basically the 3 that we have cancelled, it means 3 raised to the power 1 minus 1, this, and it is 3 raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. That is why we are saying it is cancelled out. You can also use this formula. So the answer you are getting over here, it is x into z over y, because y raised to the power minus 1 means it is 1 by y. So this is how you can solve this problem. So in the next question we are having the terms like this, that it is the fifth root of this whole term, then fourth root of this term. So how we start this question is, we start solving this question from the innermost radical sign, and we can write it like fifth root of, we can write this like fifth root of x raised to the power 4, then it is fourth root of x raised to the power 3, then it is cube root of x raised to the power 2, and the last term now we have, it is x raised to the power 1 by 2. So these are the terms we are having now. When we solve this first part, we get the terms in this form. What we have done, this square root x is there, and we have written this square root x as x raised to the power 1 by 2. So for this term we are having x raised to the power 2 plus 1 by 2. Why it is so? We are using the formula a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n is equal to a raised to the power m plus n. So this value will become equal to x raised to the power 5 by 2. This whole value will become x raised to the power 5 by 2, and now we are having the cube root of this term. So our answer will become now is, it is fifth power of x raised to the power 4, then next it is fourth power of x raised to the power 3, and this whole term will become, the inside the bracket it is x raised to the power 5 by 2, and it is cube root of this. So cube root of this means its power is 1 by 3. So when the power is 1 by 3, it means this term, I'm talking about these two power, these two gets multiplied, and the answer we will get, it is 5 by 6. So this value will become x raised to the power 5 by 6, and this whole value will become x raised to the power 3 plus 5 by 6, and 3 plus 5 by 6 means 23 by 6. So we are having the answer in this form. This is up to this step, that it is fourth root of this. So when you will solve the fourth root for this, the power, now this will become power x raised to the power 23 by 6 into 1 by 4, and the answer will become 23 by 24. So in the next step you will add these two terms, so it will become x raised to the power 4 plus 23 by 24, and this whole power, this will become 119 by 24, and it is fifth root over here. So fifth root over here means the next term you will get, it is x raised to the power 119 by 24 into 1 by 5, and the answer is x raised to the power 119 by 120. Now in the next question we are having square root of x whole raised to the power minus 2 by 3. This is the first term. Then the next term is square root of y raised to the power 4 and divided by this term. Again the same thing is there, that the division sign is there. So what we do, a divided by b, that is equal to a by b, or you can say it is a into 1 by b. So we change this as square root of x raised to the power minus 2 by 3 square root of y raised to the power 4 over square root of xy raised to the power minus 1 by 2 and square root of x raised to the power minus 2 y raised to the power 3. And in the next step we remove these radical signs, and in place of these radical signs we are having the powers 1 by 2. We are having the powers 1 by 2, and the answer will come in this form, that it is x raised to the power 1 by 2 whole raised to the power minus 2 by 3. Then it is y raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 2. Similarly in the denominator. So in the first term it is 1 by 2 into minus 2 by 3. The answer you are left with is 1 by 3. In the second term you are having 4 into 1 by 2. So answer you are left with is 2. Similarly in the denominator you can try solving these values at your own. Now we are left with x raised to the power minus 1 by 3 into y square over x raised to the power 1 by 2 y raised to the power 1 by 4 x raised to the power minus 1 and y raised to the power 3 by 2. This is, I'm talking about this particular step. So the final answer that you will write, it is x raised to the power. So when you will write the powers of x, it is minus 1 by 3. In the denominator it is 1 by 2, so it is minus 1 by 2 a over b, or we are saying a raised to the power n into b raised to the power m, or a raised to the power m, it is a raised to the power n minus m. So it is minus 1 by 3 from the denominator. When the power comes up, it is minus 1 by 2. It is minus sign over here, so it is minus of minus 1. Similarly for the powers of y we are having, it is 2. Next is 1 by 4 in the denominator, then minus 3 by 2 in the denominator. This is important to note over here, that this minus 1 power, when it comes over here, this is minus 1, and this negative sign is because it is in the denominator part. So when you will solve this value, you will get the final answer as x raised to the power 1 by 6 into y raised to the power 3 by 4. Now in this next question we are having the terms like these two terms are there, then there is a division sign over here, and next terms are there. So either we can start solving from the brackets first, or you can just remove this division sign and use the multiplication over here. So first thing we are going to do is we are going to solve these brackets first. So it is 81 by 16 raised to the power minus 3 by 4. So 81 by 16 can be written as 3 raised to the power 4, and 16 can be written as 2 raised to the power 4. 25 can be written as 5 square, and 9 can be written as 3 square. So when we look at this term, it is 3 raised to the power 4 over 2 raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power minus 3 by 4. So this will become 3 by 2 raised to the power 4 into minus 3 by 4. This 4 gets cancelled and we are left with 3 by 2 raised to the power minus 3. Similarly, in the second term, we are having 5 by 3 square into minus 3 by 2. The answer is 5 by 3 raised to the power minus 3. And last term we already have in this form. So the answer we are left over here, it is in this form, that it is 3 by 2 raised per minus 3 into 5 by 3 raised per minus 3 divided by 5 by 2 raised per minus 3. So in the next step we remove the negative powers and the answer we get, it is 2 by 3 raised to the power 3 into 3 by 5 raised to the power 3 divided by 2 by 5 raised to the power 3. Because when we are saying 3 by 2 raised to the power minus 3, this is just a raised to the power minus n and the answer is 1 over a raised to the power n. So this becomes 1 over 3 by 2 raised to the power 3. That is equal to 2 by 3 raised to the power 3. So we are saying if it is a by b raised to the power minus n, that is equal to b by a raised to the power n. Now in the next step we have to remove this division sign, so we can write 2 by 3 whole raised to the power 3 into 3 by 5 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 5 by 2 raised to the power 3. So answer you are getting, it is 2 raised to the power 3 into 3 raised to the power 3 into 5 raised to the power 3 divided by 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 3 into 5 raised to the power 3 into 2 raised to the power 3. So the final answers we are writing over here, it is in the power of 2, 3 and 5. So powers of 2 we have are 3 and 3 over here. So we write it is 3 minus 3. The power of 3 we have is 3 and 3. So we are writing the answer in the form, it is 3 minus 3. And powers of 5 we have is 3 and 3. The powers of 5 we have, it is 3 and 3. So the power of 5 is 3 minus 3. So it is 2 raised to the power 0, 3 raised to the power 0 and 5 raised to the power 0. And this is 1 into 1 into 1. So the final answer you are getting, it is 1. Now in the next question we have to prove that 2 raised to the power x minus 1 plus 2 raised to the power x over 2 raised to the power x plus 1 minus 2 raised to the power x, that is equal to 3 by 2. So how we start this problem, it is 2 raised to the power x minus 1 plus 2 raised to the power x over 2 raised to the power x plus 1 minus 2 raised to the power x. So what we can do over here is, we can write this term as 2 raised to the power x into 2 raised to the power minus 1. What formula we are using over here, it is a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n is equal to a raised to the power m plus n. So we are using the converse or formula over here, it is a raised to the power m plus n is equal to a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n. Or you can say, we can write this term as 2 raised to the power x over 2 raised to the power 1. So it is plus 2 raised to the power x over 2 raised to the power x into 2 minus 2 raised to the power x. So when we take 2 raised to the power x common from the first term, we are left with 1 by 2 plus 1. 2 raised to the power minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, and we divide it with 2 raised to the power x into 2 minus 1. So power of 2, this first term I am talking about, it is 2 raised to the power x minus x. Second term will become 3 by 2 over 1. 2 raised to power x minus x means 2 raised to power 0 into 3 by 2. 2 raised to power 0 is 1 and the answer is 3 by 2. Similarly, in the second question, we are now having the problem in this form. So what we see from this is, in the numerator the lowest power is 28 and in the denominator the lowest power is 29. So we try to write these terms in the power of 28. So it is 2 raised to the power 28 plus 2. 30 we are writing 28 plus 2 and 29 we are writing 28 plus 1. In the denominator the lowest power is 29. So I am writing 31 as 29 plus 2 and 30 as 29 plus 1. So what will happen over here? It is 2 raised to the power 28 plus 2 means I can write this term as 2 raised to the power 28 into 2 raised to the power 2. So the final answer will become 2 raised to the power 28 plus 2, that is equal to 30. Next term will be plus 2 raised to the power 28 into 2 and next is 2 raised to the power 28 into 1. In the denominator we are having 2 raised to the power 29 into 2 raised to the power 2 plus 2 raised to the power 29 into 2 minus 2 raised to the power 29 into 1. This into 1 we are writing. This will be clear to you in the next step why we are writing this. So from the numerator we are taking 2 raised to the power 28 common and from the denominator we are taking 2 raised to the power 29 common. So when we take 2 raised to the power 28 common, this is 2 raised to the power 28, 2 raised to the power 28 and 2 raised to the power 28. So what we are left over here is 2 raised to the power 2 plus 2 plus 1. So writing this 1 is very important. Generally what students do is they do not write this 1 when they take common. So this is a common mistake that you make. So to avoid this mistake we generally write into 1 over here and in the denominator you will have 2 raised to the power 2 plus 2 minus 1. So this will be equal to, when you are solving this, 2 raised to the power 2 is 4 plus 2 plus 1. So this is equal to 7 and when we are solving this, this is 4 plus 2 minus 1. So that is equal to 5 and this term 2 raised to the power 28 over 2 raised to the power 29. This is 2 raised to the power 28 minus 29 into 7 by 5. So it is 2 raised to the power minus 1 into 7 by 5. This is 1 by 2 into 7 by 5. So that is equal to 7 by 10. Now in the next question we are having a raised to the power minus 1 over a raised to the power minus 1 plus b raised to the power minus 1. So what a raised to the power minus 1 means? It is 1 by a. So you can write this term as 1 by a over 1 by a plus 1 by b. The second term is 1 by a over 1 by a minus 1 by b. So if we look at this first term over here, it is 1 by a over 1 by a plus 1 by b. So this is 1 by a over, when you take the LCM over here, it is a into b and this will become b plus a. So this is 1 by a into, it is division over here, it will become a b over b plus a. So what we are saying, this term is ab is in the numerator and this is in the denominator. Now what we are having over here, it is a raised to the power 1 minus 1. Why raised to the power 1 minus 1? This power is 1 over here, this power is 1 over here. So we are writing a raised to the power 1 over 1 into b over b plus a. So the answer you are left with, this value is 0 and anything raised to the power 0, that is equal to 1. So you are left with b over b plus a. Similarly, in the second part, we are having 1 by a over 1 by a minus 1 by b. So that is 1 by a over a b into b minus a, and this is equal to 1 by a into a b over b minus a. So this value is equal to b over b minus a. This is what we are left over here. So this is written over here, b over b plus a and b over b minus a. So now we have to solve these values. So we are left with this b over b plus a plus b over b minus a. We take b minus plus a into b minus a as LCM. B is common from both these terms, and we are left with this b minus a plus b plus a. This a gets cancelled and we are left with 2b. So the answer is 2b square over b plus a into b minus a. And this is the formula for b square minus a square. Similarly, in the next part, we are having the terms like this. So it is 1 over 1 plus x raised to the power a over x raised to the power b. When you will take the LCM in the denominator, this is equal to x raised to the power b plus x raised to the power a over x raised to the power b. This is 1 over this, and this is equal to x raised to the power b over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b. When you will solve the second term, when we are solving the second term, what we are having over here, it is 1 over 1 plus x raised to the power b over x raised to the power a. When you will take the LCM, it is 1 over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b over x raised to the power a, and this is equal to x raised to the power a over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b. So now we are having one term is this, second term is this. When you will add these two terms, you are having x raised to the power b over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b, x raised to the power a over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b. Denominator is same in both these. So the answer is x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b over x raised to the power a plus x raised to the power b. So the final answer is 1. Now in the next question, we are having two similar kind of questions. So we start solving this with the first part. So in the first part, we are having the term, it is x raised to the power l over x raised to the power m. So this will become, when you will solve this first term, first bracket I am talking about, it will become x raised to the power l minus m whole raised to the power 1 by lm. So that is equal to x raised to the power l minus m over lm. So if I will separate the denominator, it will become x raised to the power 1 by m minus 1 by l. When we look at the second term, the second term in the expression in the bracket, it is x raised to the power m minus n raised to the power 1 by mn. So this is x raised to the power m minus n over mn. This is equal to x raised to the power m over mn. minus n over mn. So this is equal to x raised to power 1 by n minus 1 by m. Similarly, for the third term, it is x raised to the power n minus l raised to the power 1 over nl. This is x raised to the power n minus l over nl. This is equal to x raised to the power 1 by l minus 1 by m. Now we have to multiply these three terms. So x is same over here. These terms are in multiplication, so the final answer will be x raised to the power, powers will be added, 1 by n minus 1 by l plus 1 by n minus 1 by m plus 1 by l minus 1 by m. So what will happen over here? 1 by l and 1 by l will get cancelled, 1 by n and 1 by n will get cancelled, and 1 by m and 1 by m will get cancelled. This is n over here, so this term is 1 by n, so n gets cancelled with n and m gets cancelled with m. So we are left with x raised to the power 0 and x raised to the power 0 is 1. Similarly, in the second part, if we look at the first bracket, it is x raised to the power p minus q raised to the power p plus q. So that is equal to x raised to the power p square minus q square. Why? It is p minus q into p plus q. It is a minus b into a plus b. Similarly, for the next terms, this is r over here. So similarly, for the next terms, what you will get is, suppose I am talking about this third term. It is x raised to the power r minus p whole raised to the power r plus p. These two gets multiplied, you will get r square minus p square. So how we are getting the three powers is, first will be p square minus q square, next is q square minus r square, and third is r square minus p square. All these three terms are in multiplication, so powers gets added. When we add these powers, what we see is this p square gets cancelled with p square, r square gets cancelled with r square, and q square gets cancelled with q square. So we are left with this x raised to the power 0, and x raised to the power 0 we know it is 1. So now in the next question, it is given that if x raised to the power 1 by 12 is equal to 49 raised to the power 1 by 24, we have to find the value of x. So what we are saying is x raised to the power 1 by 12 is equal to 49 raised to the power 1 by 24. We are multiplying these equation 12 times, so this will become 12th power over here. Basically we are saying if a is equal to b, what we are doing is we are multiplying this equation again and again, or you can say we can taking the powers over here, a square and b square. Again if you multiply, it will become a cube and b cube. So what this is happening is, we are saying a is equal to b, we are multiplying both sides with, say, a, it is b into a, and we know that a is equal to b, so this will become b into b, that is equal to b square, and this will be equal to a square. So same thing we are saying, that you can just simply say that we are taking the 12th power on both these sides. So you will get it is x raised to the power 1 by 12 into 12, that is equal to 49 raised to the power 1 by 24 into 12. So this gives us 1 is left over here, it is x raised to the power 1 is x, and over here it is 1 by 2, it is 49 raised to the power 1 by 2. 49 raised to the power 1 by 2 means we are talking about square root of 49, and that is equal to 7. Similarly, we have next question. We are saying 125 raised to the power x, that is equal to 25 over 5 raised to the power x. and we have to find the value of x over here. So I can write 125 raised to power x is 5 raised to the power 3x. If I send this term on this side, it is into 5 raised to the power x is equal to 25. Sending this term on this side means I am multiplying both sides with this whole equation with 5 raised to the power x, that is both sides with 5 raised to the power x. So this becomes 5 raised to the power 4x, that is equal to 25. And I can write this is 5 raised to the power 2. So on comparing these two values, I am writing 4x is equal to 2. It is 4x is equal to 2. So this gives us x is equal to 1 by 2. Similarly, in the next question, we have 5 raised to the power x minus 2 into 3 raised to the power 2x minus 3 is 135, and we have to find the value of x. So to solve this question, what we can do is, it is 5 raised to the power x minus 2. So we try to write this 135 in the powers of 5 and 3. So it is 5 into 3 raised to the power 3. So when we compare the powers of 5, we get x minus 2 is equal to 1. Power of 5 is 1, and 2x minus 3 is 3. We are saying 2x minus 3 is 3 and x minus 2 is 1 power of 5. So what we get from this is, this implies us x is equal to 3, and this also implies us that x is equal to 3. So we are saying x is equal to 3. If we put x is equal to 3, it will satisfy this equation. So the final answer that we will get is x is equal to 3. Now next is, we have to arrange the numbers in the descending order of magnitude. It means we have to find the largest number, then the smaller number, then the smallest number. So how we are going to do this is, first of all, we are writing them in the form of power. We are removing the radical sign. So cube root of 2, we can write 2 raised to power 1 by 3. Then next, square root of 3, we can write 3 raised to power 1 by 2. And last is 6th root of 5, we can write 5 raised to power 1 by 6. So what we are going to do is, we are going to, their powers is same, we are going to make their powers same. So we are saying it is 2 raised to power 1 by 3, 3 raised to power 1 by 2, and 5 raised to power 1 by 6. We cannot compare, we cannot tell which of these numbers is largest and smallest. So what we are going to do, we are going to write it in the form 2 raised to the power 1 by 6 into 2. I can write 1 by 3, I can write 1 by 6 into 2. 3 raised to power 1 by 6 into 3, and this is 5 raised to the power 1 by 6. So this will become 4 raised to the power 1 by 6, and this term will become 27 raised to the power 1 by 6, and this term is 5 raised to the power 1 by 6. So now their powers are same, 1 by 6, 1 by 6 and 1 by 6. So numbers can be arranged. So the largest number will be 27 raised to the power 1 by 6. This is the largest number. After that the number will be 5 raised to the power 1 by 6, and after that the number will be 2 raised to the power 1 by 3, that we are saying 4 raised to the power 1 by 6, and this number is 3 raised to the power 1 by 2. So we can say that the largest of these numbers is 3 raised to the power 1 by 2, and smallest is 2 raised to the power 1 by 3. That is, square root of 3 is largest and cube root of 2 is the smallest number. Next we have a definition over here. This is not the direct part of your syllabus, but this is an interesting definition. It is definition of a surd. So if any irrational number is given to us, and if that number can be written in the form of nth root of a, where a is some rational number, then that number is called a surd. So we are saying it is nth root of a. this sign we call this as radical sign. This sign is called the radical sign. N is called the index or order of the surd, and A is called the radicand. So if we are writing square root of 3, so basically it is a surd, 3 is the radicand, 2 is the order of the surd, and this sign, it is called the radical sign. So some examples are also we have listed over here. It is cube root of 4 and all these values, these are surds. And if I am talking about 2 root 3 is a surd, then we are saying these values, these are also surds. Square root of 3 plus 1, cube root of 3 plus 1, these are also surds. And if I am talking about a number, say I am talking about square root of 7 minus 4 root 3. So is this a surd? We are saying this number, it seems like it is an irrational number. So we cannot directly say whether it is a surd or not. But if we look at the expression 2 minus root 3 and we square this expression, the answer we will get it is 4 plus 3 minus 2 into 2 root 3. So answer you will get it is 7 minus 4 root 3. So what we are saying, 2 minus root 3, that is equal to square root of 7 minus 4 root 3. So this number is equivalent to this, and this is a surd. Similarly, if I am talking about, say, the number cube root of square root of 3, we are saying this is 3 raised to the power 1 by 2 whole raised to the power 1 by 3. So it is 3 raised to the power 1 by 6. So it is 6th root of 3. So this is a surd. Although it seems like this is an irrational number over here. So cube root of some irrational number, we cannot directly say from this whether it is a surd or not. But after looking at this term, we are saying this is 3 is a rational number. So 6th root of 3 is a surd. Next, if I am talking about cube root of 8, we are saying it is not a surd because cube root of 8 is equal to 2, which is not a surd, it is a rational number. Similarly, if we are talking about square root of 2 plus square root of 3 is not a surd because it is not a perfect square of any number. So these are some properties over here. Next we are talking about is, if we, these are just for the information purpose, if we are writing minus root 2, it is not equal to minus of square root 2. That is, if minus 2 raised to power 1 by 2 is there, it is not equal to minus of 2 raised to power 1 by 2. The properties, these kind of properties, these are basically for the positive rational numbers. So these kind of numbers, these are called the complex or imaginary numbers are there, and this value square root of minus 2, that is equal to iota root 2, or you can say square root of minus 1, this is given a special name, that is called iota. It is represented with this. So these are complex numbers that you can study in your higher classes. So this much is sufficient for this class about the exponents, powers. So you must practice these questions, and these exponents, properties of these exponents, power, these will be useful in your next lectures, particularly in solving polynomials, how to adjust the powers, and how to look at the term in these powers in the fractional form. That if it is given that 3 raised to the power 1 by 3, it means it is cube root of 3. If it is a raised to the power x into b raised to the power x, it is a b raised to the power x. These kind of properties, these will be useful in your next chapter. So you must practice these questions, as many questions as you can.